Now here's an interesting tidbit. Ask Africa announcing South Africa's top 10 brands in their latest Target Group Index Icon Brand Survey. All Gold tomato sauce topping the list, with Kubake beans, Hewlett sugar and Coca-Cola also making the cut. The market researcher also looked into the Nelson Mandela legacy. 98% of those surveyed recognize Madiba as a South African icon. 91% of respondents believe that Madiba's legacy inspires new behavior among South Africans. Now, one of the challenges facing any brand these days is whether the key stakeholders are having the right strategic conversation with each other. That was a thrust of a conference here in Johannesburg called the Future of Media. Media experts from a variety of different platforms met to discuss the crucial interface between those who make media, sell media, own media, and who need media. Regarding television, one of the big talking points was multi-screen access.
I think the future of TV is really the future of video. It's just where are you consuming it? One of the reasons we've launched our online division now is that we have this ability to harness the power of our video content and stream it online, put it on our website, send it via Twitter. I think the fact that you've seen Instagram now introduce these 15-second video clips is indicative that we are increasingly becoming visual in the news space. And I'm quite confident. It doesn't mean because you started off as an old traditional media house that you can't adapt, acquire these new technologies and diversify your news output to cater for all of these needs. So I think we are just automatically responding to the changing environment and making sure that we're in the right place.
Newspapers, it seems, are playing an adapt or die game in a changing media landscape.
There's no doubt that there is a move towards digital, and there's going to be a continuous move. I think over time it's just going to get more and more rapid. But I think until we see cheaper bandwidth, I think until we see government investing in the infrastructure to facilitate the transition to digital, I think that newspapers are still going to be around for a hell of a long time, because the fact of the matter is that most people in South Africa can't afford iPads. They have cell phones, but it's not the same reading news on a cell phone like it is reading in a newspaper.
Radio's big talking point was all about convergence and multimedia platform leverage.
I think there are more opportunities than there are challenges in the space. I think it's a vibrant medium. It's one medium that has stood the test of time. It's one medium that has been complementary to any kind of new thing that has come into the market space.
The panel members also gave their views on the key questions that brands need to ask from different media.
There's a requirement for commitment, both from the advertiser and the media owner. And the commitment is around, how do I reach my audience? How do I reach the consumer that will help sell the product or help build the brand? And what radio owners have got now is what we call a solution. And it's not a solution on FM only. It's a solution that has an event component that is very measurable. It's a solution that has an online component and a video component that's very measurable. And I think what the problem is right now is that too many advertisers don't take advantage of the complete solution.
The big question is that a question they should be asking themselves, and that is not about how can I infiltrate the editorial space, but how can I generate credible content myself and create partnerships with media organizations that will highlight issues that I want to focus on as a brand, and stop trying to get genuine, bona fide news organizations to do the job for you.
And finally on the program this week, new work and new thinking from 3 Cape Town advertising agencies. We spoke to senior staff members and a dog.
Given that the bulk of the industry is based in Joburg, the expectancy is that that's where the best work in the country will come out of. And that hasn't been the case. With exceptions, there's some incredible agencies up there, and We certainly have our King James II there, which we hope is going to become as competitive as all of them.
Really exciting energy that's coming from from Joburg, which we've lacked, quite frankly, for some time. So the distinctiveness of the King James II, I think they're intentionally to kind of avoid the obvious sort of reference to geography, to Joburg, to Cape Town. The fact that we've always been Cape-based has been a little bit of a millstone, and so we kind of really felt this was a time for new energy and new exciting regrowth of our brand.
Well, we've got a creative development centre. We've moved into some old warehouse offices opposite the road from our Cape Town offices. Yeah, decked them out. Recruited some of the best youngsters from the various schools in Cape Town and created this creative development centre where it's a little bit experimental, but it basically allows me the opportunity to work directly once again with bright youngsters.
These guys actually invented this thought, which is the world is really, really full of color and full of noise, and you need to do a lot of work to get and have a focused output. And they reinvented the agency, and it's a philosophy. It's much more than a strategy. It's a philosophy. But the philosophy our clients now play back to us, and they say that, can we have it in a 140 way, which is fantastic. We pitched for some business the other day for a client that has never come near a BBDO agency, and they just love us.
No one really knows what the future is. So where we have a lot of conversations around digital and mobile in communications, even the experts from the developed countries are a little bit in the dark as to exactly what the future is and what does it mean, and really having the viewpoint of what the future is going to unveil. They don't know.
What we are having to answer is this need for more emotion in brands. So you typically would get this brief.
Storytelling.
Exhibit the emotion in our brand and let the consumer resonate with that emotion. And the fact is, you can't do it in a 30-second ad. You can hint at some of the product and its benefits and features and and its positioning, but to really kind of express emotion requires time, especially in the electronic format. So digital film, which we haven't really begun to, I don't think, as a country embrace properly yet, I think presents the opportunity for the 2 and 3 minute type. With broadband coming on stream, quicker, we can do that.
If you can't express something really simply, you don't understand well enough. So what we're being asked to as agencies more and more often is make sense of an increasingly complex kind of business environment that our clients are operating in, multiple channels, lots of suppliers, and really what everyone needs is a bit of direction.
Yeah, the more people we can bring into the industry to try and help retain our world-class credentials as a country, I think the better.
And that is this week's program. If you missed an episode, you can find details on our website and also more information and conversation on our Facebook page on this address. On next week's program, how crowd-sourced imaging can help us better understand global warming. From the M&C Saatchi Abel offices here in Johannesburg, goodbye to you and thank you for watching.
News that moves. ENCA.com.